Okay, welcome back to 1987, and we're back with Double Dragon. And, yep, that's how you treat your women. Things haven't changed, have they? Not since 1987 and 2020. Yep. So anyway, I played this the other day, didn't I? And oh, here we go. Oh God, yeah, it's not going to have you win over the women. Don't know why that it sounds like a car revving up there when he's not actually driving anywhere. Anyway, I have to say I wasn't impressed by this, was I? And it's still as awful as I remember it. So, why did this capture the public consciousness? I mean, it's an interesting enough piece of its time. It's a sort of, I mean, if you look at it, I mean, the graphics are terrible. You could tell people are still coming to terms with how to, well, not coming to terms with, but getting into the whole, I don't know, learning how to draw decent pixel art. Because, I mean, just look at the perspective in the background. You've got none of the aerial perspective that we see even in some, well, I suppose late 80s, early 90s games. They've started to get it. But if you see here, they're trying to do gradients with the ground here. But there's no aerial perspective going on. That looks like as solid as the wall. There's no perspective here at all. But somehow Double Dragon's become this legendary. It must have caught people's imaginations somehow. I wasn't one of those people. I had a ropey home computer adaptation conversion of this game. I suppose though it was really going to have to look up and sort of track the whole history of urban dystopia and dystopian futures in games, because that's kind of, these sort of things have always been quite popular. These days, I mean, we've got large-scale dystopias, you've got post-apocalyptic, got zombies, but back here in the late 80s, early 90s, I'm really playing badly here. Urban decay and social decay was all the thing. We were in the midst of a lot of very right-wing governments in Britain and in America, and urban decay kind of follows that. It's why we see that right-wing governments tend to be very much associated with law and order platforms, and by and large that's generally because inequalities and poverty rises under these government types, and so does lawlessness. And urban decay really was the motif of so much of this time. Well done, capitalism. I'm gonna get, if anyone's watching this with conflicting political views, you're really gonna hate me right now, aren't you? We've got B.A. Baracus here, or Mr. T. Looks a bit mashed up there. But no, social and urban decay was the real. I'm trying to get the controls. I'm going to have to kick on this thing. Come on. This is trickier than I remember. Anyway, urban decay was the real problem. We had a lot of problems in the inner cities back then. We still do, but not quite as bad as it was back then. As I mentioned before with my whole dystopia, talking about things like New York City and on the start of Crude Busters and whatnot. And this was the sort of, I mean, if you look at, even permeated, I can't jump here, even permeated children's media. Things like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And all the way back to Batman and everything. It's all about urban decay and beating up criminals and stuff. And so I think Double Dragon was one of those games that gave you the whole city as a playground and told you, you know what, go out there and be violent. And that's kind of an attractive proposition. So I can see why this was so popular, even though technically it's an absolute dog's dinner. This is, it's abominable. You know what? So I'm going to see what Double Dragon 2 is like. So let's see if they improved upon it. So Double Dragon 2, 1988. So it didn't take a long time for it to come out, actually. So they've upped the stakes and they've shot your girlfriend now. It's not even a rescue mission. It definitely is a revenge mission. Yeah, you can tell it's only 1 year later. I must say they've tightened up. They've tightened up the controls a bit. I can tell that from straight away, and the character movement, but the graphics are virtually the same. Well, that's those sidekicks there. The sidekick has been changed slightly, but a lot of the sprites are pretty much the same. Why am I kicking backwards? Come on, kick towards this guy. I'm doing these side kicks in the wrong direction, man. It's ridiculous. Even if I'm pointing the other direction, this is absolutely stupid. The controls seem a lot faster. It's a bit more responsive, so they definitely had a bit of time. But this is clearly rushed. This has clearly been kind of like rushed out. We've got this somersaulting guy here. Let's get a hand to this. Good. Oh, here we go. Oh gosh, it's slowed down a lot now. You've got 3 people on the screen, and the frame rate is notably dropped. Yeah, that's bad. So they've added little gimmicks like this somersaulting guy. He's still being stun locked like crazy. And the woman, oh, she's upgraded to is that a Morning Star? I don't get it. Why am I attacking in the wrong direction? I'm pressing to the right, and I'm attacking to the left. What is going on? See, the punch is okay, but the kick is it must be a crowd control thing. Oh, I get it. So these buttons actually switch around. So it's one attack for one direction, another attack for another. That's unusual, actually. And they're kind of the wrong way around on my controller. My controller is mapped a bit badly for this, so that's it. So it's obviously, I mean, that's an interesting bit of control design here that they've mapped it for crowd control, kind of, but it's still pretty awful. The graphics, though, I was expecting a bit of a graphical overhaul, but there really is nothing here. But it's interesting, we kind of got higher concept now. We've moved out of let's see the story. Are these people been as the Lee brothers? I mean, obviously one of them survived, even if, so I'm guessing the you kill your brother ending wasn't canon. But have they been employed on a military base? Because we definitely kind of got an interest. Yeah, we've moved away from urban decay. Maybe that was all been there, seen it, done it now. Yeah, we've done wandering the playground of New York streets. I must say, I do not like these controls. There's a lot of stun locking, and do I actually even have a control over whether I punch or kick? I seem to. If you press it normal, See, sometimes you just end up punching automatically. I don't know how it's doing it. Um, graphic. This is obviously such a money grab because somehow Double Dragon became really popular. And I kind of can't find any reason why it would have been. There's so much better stuff out there in the arcades. But I suppose, yeah, 1987, maybe not. There's not really a huge amount more I can say about this. This is... Maybe it'd be more fun if you're playing as 2 players or something. I'm going to... Let's shut this down because I want to see what Double Dragon 3 is like. So Double Dragon 3, the Rosetta Stone. And welcome back to 1990. So we've got 2 years this time. Billy and Jilly... Billy and Jilly... mission to complete their martial arts. Oh gosh. Find the 3 Rosetta Stones and then go to Egypt. So did Urban Decay just become really unpopular and now we're kind of in a fantasy setting now? This is... You can monitor the trends. Have they gone to like Indiana Jones or something? Oh, so we've got a much better improvement in the graphics, the design. I mean, he kind of looks like a ballet dancer when he's doing that kick. He's got a real pointy toe. I don't know. Do you kick with it? It looks like he's. Oh, I go into the weapon shop. Even. Oh my god, we've got RPG elements. We've got 1 coin. Extra guys. Ooh, do I want to buy some extra guys? What's an extra guy? Extra guys. Is that extra lives? Must be. Oh my god. I have to say though, the frame rate's pretty awful. It's real jittery movement. So they haven't improved it totally. They've definitely, the backgrounds are a world of difference. I mean, this is what 2 years difference, and actually probably either hiring a new art team or having a look at what Capcom are doing. Kind of makes all the difference. They've got rid of that long draw distance, actually, notably. So we're kind of only in the near distance, but oh, you see what? The perspective is so much better there, isn't it? You know, you've got none of that flat background. So that's really interesting. 2 or 3 years makes it all the difference in refining the art style. These guys kind of look like they're pixelized photos, digitized photos. There's some unusual shading going on there. That sort of thing. Is this you now? Roni. I can't see Rose Roney. I can't see that without thinking of Rooney in that whole Only Fools and Horses episode. But where the fuck did he come from? Seriously? Billy's got buff. Oh. What do I do? I can't scroll. Do I go back the other way? What's going on? Is this like an RPG thing? One way. Yeah, you're right. What is the point of this? Oh my gosh. See, now we see how definitely guessing. Let's try power up. So I'm out of coins now. Well, I don't know what. Have I literally. I don't know what's going on here. This has just got a bit weird. Shows they were definitely thinking, you know, how... Oh, I can go into that door. How much more sophisticated can I make games? Oh, God, here we go. This is going to be frustrating, isn't it? Can I actually hit these guys? I can't hit them. How do you hit these? How do you hit these little smegheads? Come here. Have I got to just run past them? Keep running me over! I think I just keep running past them, don't I? No. Oh. Oh my god. Well, that was a load of crap, wasn't it? Seriously? Is that what this is about? I'm going to give this another... Honestly, I don't know why Double Dragon had this sort of legendary status. It is abominable. Maybe people preferred it on the console versions or something, but seriously, this is just a big pile of arse. I played some rubbish. I'd rather play Growl again than this. I mean, I must say 1 and 2 were better. It's little novelties like that motorbike thing, and it never gives you any kind of idea of... Because I couldn't scroll any further on that bit, so it's like I was... Oh god, stand up, you moron. At least the first game had a bit of purity in terms of that it was just like, as I said, this playground where, like Turtles, you were just... had this wish fulfillment of running around the streets acting like a badass and beating people up and stuff. And this one goes and adds in this whole story element of, and it's a pretty rubbish, it's sort of semi-fantasy globe-trotting story element. I suppose it shows how video games always evolve in this way. The whole feature creep. Oh, I get it. So that's not a time. 230 is my health. Come on, can I go in there? Right. I thought that 230 was a time. Can I go in here? Do I beat these guys up? Okay, what do I do? Do I jump at them? Ah, there we go. Flying kick on them. Come here, little sods. Oh, I've got them both. Cool. Yeah, and I just guess it's the feature creep mania with video games. You know, it's kind of... I always think it's a childish thing to do. I remember seeing some behind the scenes stuff, and it was the developers of Star Citizen, and all they were doing with their time, and they were showing off, they built this mega gaming PC, and they'd stuffed like 8 graphics cards and 100 gig of RAM into it. And they were literally just spending the whole day doing this, building this PC that nobody would ever be able to own, and saying, look, this is what Star Citizen's made to be played on. With all and it's that sort of constantly adding stuff in and getting away from whatever the core of the game is. And yeah, feature creep. I mean, it's been a problem this generation of the PlayStation 4 era, where everything's open world and tons of features, all live service. When actually, the games I've had most fun with in this gen are the ones that have really got down to basics. I mean, it's not just open world, actually. That was a bit unfair. But say, Spider-Man, now that was a good game because it was open world, but it did a really good job of just bringing that down to its most simple elements. Double Dragon worked as a sort of just... And Coin Ops worked as this sort of scrolling beat-em-up thing. But now we're off to China, apparently. At least I suppose it's not going all RPG on the mere arse. And, I mean, you've got these shops and things. It's a bit silly. Oh, I get it. So, yeah, that is definitely credits. Wow, is this the first real microtransactions? Because you can spend credits on these. That's interesting. Wow, so this is actually microtransactions. That's incredible. Is Double Dragon 3 the first... I suppose they're all pay to win, aren't they? Hey, look at my video on monetization. But this is the first one where you can actually buy boosters. Is this the first game where you can actually explicitly spend credits and real money on boosters? Wow. Ubisoft, eat your heart out, mate. It's Double Dragon Assassin's Creed edition. See, that's how kind of you do. That's a nice bit of aerial perspective. It's primitive aerial perspective, but it's just the way you bleach out the colours the further you go back in the background. Double Dragon, the first one, they didn't fade out any of the colours going on. But this one, yeah, see, they finally got the hang of it. So that's quite a nice bit of background. Plus you've got the foreground parallax going on as well. I mean, the background's not in parallax scrolling, but... Did he just fall over without me hitting him? He just gave up. Is this supposed to be Bruce Lee? I don't know. I love this music. It's like out of a bad Chinese restaurant. I mean, at least Big Trouble in Little China was intentionally cheesy and camping it up and everything. But oh my god, he just picks out this random dude, Simi, who's. I mean, he just looks awful. Oh god, he's got one of those little what's its faces. I'm going to call this a day because I think I've said as much as I want to about this, and I've probably said as much as you want to hear about it as well. All right then. Take care, guys.